You have been lied to. You see, confidence isn't built, and success doesn't come from hustle. It comes from the seduction of your own mind. You see, the 1%, they're not working harder. They have mastered the art of one specific skill, which is falling madly and deeply in love with themselves, that the whole world has no other option but to follow suit. My name is Bobbie, and I empower you to love yourself so you can manifest anything. Subscribe if you want, because by the end of this video, you will have the Self-Seduction Blueprint, the psychological code that will rewire your identity, ignite obsession, and make you magnetic to love, wealth, power, you name it, it's yours. Robert Greene calls seduction the art of making someone feel chosen, while Neville Goddard knew that the only person you ever need to seduce is yourself. Because what you believe about yourself, your energy, your worth, is exactly what the world will mirror back to you. And then Joe Dispenza took it a little bit further, in that our brain doesn't know the difference between a fantasy and reality. So when you become the fantasy, your body begins to believe it, your frequency begins to emanate it, and your life reorganizes to match it. And this is the power of seduction, of self-seduction. It's never about how you look, although of course that helps. It's never about performance. It's actually about your attention. It's about your emotional precision. It's about your energy. And that is why the most charismatic people, the most magnetic people, are very rarely the most attractive. Because they have an ability to make you feel like you are the most irresistible person in that room. And that is what seduction is. And when you self-seduce, you can command any room, you can command any outcome, and you can command any relationship in order to bend reality to get what it is that you want. And so the number one key for self-seduction is, instead of looking at your life as if you have to have discipline, you have to wake up at 6, you have to do all of these things, turn that discipline into devotion. Become completely and utterly devoted to yourself, to your goals, and to making sure that you are the best possible version that you could be. And one way to do this is by using mirror work, because the mirror is a portal. You're directly looking, when you're looking in the mirror, you're directly looking at your subconscious. You're directly telling yourself and commanding that new version of yourself, whether you're saying, I'm the most intoxicating person I know. I have the most intoxicating energy. Anything I want craves me even more. When you are directly using your mirror as a portal, it will automatically boomerang back to you. And a mini ritual that you can do is this screenshot here, which is in the book. You can grab down below and join our free community. But essentially, when you do this exercise, and I won't talk about it on here, you can read if you're interested and practice it tonight. But you become so seductive in your own mind. You become so confident and so sure of yourself that it transpires into every area of your life. It doesn't just have to be in the bedroom in this case. It can be in the boardroom. It can be across the dinner table on a date. It can be in friendships when you have maybe been a bit of a people pleaser and you're scared to speak up. And then all of a sudden you have this newfound confidence because you can look at yourself in the mirror. You can say what you want to say. You can communicate better because you have this ritual with yourself, because you're using the mirror as a portal, because you're self-seducing every day by being devoted to yourself, by having that discipline and showing up. But instead of looking at it as like a chore, it becomes something that you're excited to do. I want to wake up at 4 a.m. and meditate. I want to eat healthy. I want to look after my body. I want to be devoted to myself, because the more I'm devoted to myself, the more that you're devoted to yourself, the more that the world devotes their self to you, the more that you can bend reality because you're in control. You're in love with yourself. You respect yourself. And so it's all very well and good sending out the energy of what you want to come boomeranging back, but can you receive it? And this is a huge part of self-seduction, which is learning how to receive, creating that container and that space within in order to receive the very things, the very people, the very places, the very resources that you even want. Can you handle it? And so an amazing way to begin doing this is to relaxing your nervous system and normalizing the very things that you want. And EFT tapping is a great way to calm your nervous system. And a prompt that you can use, again, you can use AI to get your very own personalized EFT tapping script. And I've done this for money and I've done this for love, which I've shared in our free community. And we're actually doing a challenge right now for the next 2 weeks, for the rest of May. So you can join us and do it with us below. But essentially what you want to do is tell ChatGPT exactly where you are with money and with love. Tell them the exact story where you've been, whether you're an avoidant, whether you're an anxious attachment, whatever it is. Tell them the full story. Tell them how much money you have. I think I've told you about this for the money one, but you can also do it for love. And then tell them your goal. I want to be married. I want to have kids, whatever it is. I want to have a committed relationship. I've actually had people reach out to me before and say, I want to manifest 2 relationships. Is this possible? Whatever it is that you want, I know it is possible. So write it down. And then you want to say, from this story, I want you to calm my nervous system and make me believe it's safe to have this relationship that I want, this marriage that I want, these kids that I want, whatever it is. And ChatGPT will take your personalized story and completely flip it and reframe it so that you have an EFT tapping script that you can follow every single day in order to begin receiving that love, in order to begin containing the love, the money, whatever it is that you are creating, in order to start being okay with being seen, not just in relationships, not just in business, but in life. Showing up, taking space. That's seduction. Seduction is soft and warm, but it's incredibly powerful. And when you're able to seduce yourself, the world will be seduced and magnetized to you because of the energy that you put out there. And when you can receive, it's an incredibly powerful statement that you make to the people in your life, to the world, that you know you deserve the best. And so the world wants to give you that. The world wants to give you more of that. Instead of 10 roses, I want you to have 1,000. I want you to have the world. I saw something the other day. It's like, the universe is not on a budget. Ask for more. Ask and you shall receive. But can you really hold on to it when it comes? And so really play around with this for the next 2 weeks, month, whatever it is, in order to start being able to anchor in that you get to have what you want and you can receive it gracefully and you can multiply whatever it is that you receive. You know, another thing about self-seduction is moving like it's already done and assuming that you're living from the end isn't faking it. It's embodying it now. And that is what self-seduction is. So if you knew that you couldn't lose, how would you show up today? If you knew that you were the universe's favorite person, how would you behave? How would you respond? If you knew that the universe was obsessed with you and wants to give you anything that you want, what would you be doing today? If you knew that you were already her or him, you're already a goddess alive, you're already a god tier man, what would you be wearing today? How would you be responding? How would you be thinking? How would you be feeling? You really want to start embodying it now. Not, oh, well, when I get there, I'll wear the clothes. Wear the clothes now. When I get there, I'll, spray the perfume, spray the good perfume. Spray your good perfume today, right now. It's not for anyone else, it's for you. Spoil yourself endlessly so that the world feels compelled to spoil you back. And so when you become the object of your own obsession, that SP conforms, that job wants you more. That business, those clients find you effortlessly. It just becomes very, very simple to become part of the 1%, to feel like you're in the upper echelon, to feel like you deserve to be there because you've relaxed your nervous system. You can contain it and multiply it and receive it gracefully, abundantly, and gratefully. And you're walking like it's done. You know that it's done. You're using tools and techniques such as mirror work, such as the method we've just spoken about and everything else that's in the book down below, such as the affirmations, such as reframing in the moment. This is the key to self-seduction. This is the key. This is the blueprint. Reframing in the moment. I was on a call last night with a client, and, it was a bit intense, and, things happen, and that's okay. But in my mind, I'm like, yes, because this is where the growth is. The growth isn't in when everything's great and the sun is shining, the flowers are blooming, and life is amazing. The growth is when shit hits the fan and it's hard and it sucks and you're crying and you have no idea what you're doing and you feel like you've taken 10 steps backward. That's where the growth is, because if you catch yourself in that moment and you're able to reframe it into something beautiful, I'm safe, secure, loved, and adored, I'm always provided for, actually they do want to be with me, and you don't go unconscious anymore. It's another rep at the gym. You're seducing your mind. I mean, there may be tears rolling down your face as you say it, but gradually you become hypnotized by these reframes. You become hypnotized by the work that you're doing. You become enamored with yourself. And so you begin floating. You feel that seduction. You feel magnetic. You feel drawn to beautiful things. You know that you deserve these beautiful things. You know you can hold and maintain these beautiful things because of the work that you do, because of seducing yourself on a daily basis. And the world just has no other option but to follow suit. So I trust this video helped you manifest. You're worthy, you're loved, I love you, and thank you.